Welcome to October 17th. If you don't have a pincushion, use a bar of soap. I can totally confirm this is true. Also, useful for razor blades, although I prefer a magnetic strip for razor blades. I have some good news and bad news. Good news, video showing the wrap up of one of my projects today. Bad news is I gotta take this greenhouse down. It's falling apart. This upstairs greenhouse, unfortunately, these bars are bowing outwards. And this side is leaning over this way. So I'm gonna have to take this down and replace it with the greenhouse I've got downstairs. Now these greenhouses are not meant to last forever, but taking this down means I gotta move all of these all over again. Unfortunately, my temporary fix it worked for these holes, but there are other holes in here that I just can't really see, and unfortunately it means that water's getting in here, the potting soil is getting soaked, and I can't afford to have my electronics and my lights get soaking wet. That was the purpose of the greenhouse in the first place. Also, the bonsai soil really should remain dry until it's ready to use, which means I'm gonna have to bring everything inside the house, get this down, get the other one taken apart mostly, and put up here, and then I have to put all the electrical and electronics back together again. Boy, what a pain in the butt. Now, confession. The video you're about to watch, I did it a couple of days ago because I thought I wasn't going to get another sunny day. You know, like it is out today. Thanks, Mother Nature. You're so dependable. You guys have moments like that where Mother Nature is just absolutely dependable? It's terrible, isn't it? Well, we're all supposed to get a very warm start to the winter. So keep an eye on your greenhouses if you have one. And if you don't, thank goodness that you don't have to go through this process yet. Welcome to October 12th. This is a pretty rare day of sunshine right now. We're supposed to be in for a lot more rain. So this is the very last video I'm going to do on the silage pit. You remember I built a model silage pit, and just to see if I could do it and see what happens with it. Of course, the silage won't be given to real animals, and I haven't had much time to do any real planning on the little other project I had going, but maybe this winter I'll have some more time on my hands. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to open up the silage pit, see how it went, and then I'm going to take the silage pit apart. I'm going to design an even better one. So here is the silage pit in all its glory. As you can see, there's quite a bit of grown over stuff now. I've kind of let it go. Poor little cows, they've kind of gone all over the place. I don't know where the other ones are. I'll have to fix that later. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch are opening their silage pits now too, bringing in their cows. there's dirt on the top, but it doesn't look like it's flooded. A little bit of water from the past couple of days. All right. Oh, yuck. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, this is a disaster. This is not what it's supposed to look like at all. As you can see, an ant farm has definitely moved in here. All this is not supposed to be slimy. So yeah, this is not what silage is supposed to look like. I was kind of expecting this. I was hoping for something better. And it smells like dirt. It smells like compost. But that's okay. I mean, I'm not depending on this at all. It was just a model, just basically a toy. I'm glad somebody found a use for it, but now the ants have got to go, and this is actually going to turn into compost. Yeah, you can see all the sliminess on the bottom. I'm glad it smells like compost and it doesn't smell like, oh, is that plastic? Oh, a little bit of plastic. I'm glad this smells like compost and it doesn't smell like yuck. It doesn't smell like sour milk. It doesn't smell nasty. It's just not food. All right. Sorry, ants. I have to move out. How did the concrete do? Well, oh my. The plastic didn't really keep things. Oh, and the nest continues. Look at that. If you can see them, they have definitely made themselves quite at home in this area. Let's see. Well, the concrete pad actually did okay. The sides are kind of falling apart, which is par for the course with just a bunch of layers of like basically craft cement. They're not too bad though. This one is all in one piece. This one's all in one piece. This one's pretty much given up the ghost. And our walls, crumbly but dry. This is dry underneath. This is probably why the ants decided that it was a good place, because it was protected. But now this whole area has to become a new compost pile, which is what I'm planning for this space right here. Well, it was a complete disaster in that I didn't get any silage, and of course it got all wet. But it's not a, total hames, because I learned how to create a silage pit. I actually did the process of making the silage, and now I get to try it again. Maybe with a much better process, design, and place to put it. I'm pretty sure that the moisture came in from the top and ran through, giving the ants plenty of moisture and building material. Well, let's go to work turning this into a compost pile. You gotta come with me. Now, I don't necessarily have to turn over all this dirt, but I would like to chop up some of these excess flowers and get a good bacterial base going on so that everything I throw on here during the winter will break down when it comes springtime again and it gets warm enough for this compost pile to really break down. Come on, silage. You too. I will go down and get some stuff. These are the greens from the cayenne peppers. I harvested the very last ones yesterday, so these can become the new compost piles. And these red wool celosias were nothing but trouble. I didn't like them. They didn't really they only took off in one place, and that was in a basket on my deck. All the rest of them were stunted and they got chewed to death, and they just never looked very pretty. I don't think I'll be doing them again. I'll just stick with my sunflowers. Green beans are done. Any more green beans? Yes, there are. There. I think that's pretty good. Now, every time I pass this area, every time I have a bunch of kitchen waste, I'll just come down here, dump it on there, and then I'll take a shovel full of this. This pile right here is all the stuff that I filtered out of my reused potting soil. These were all the big chunks, the chunks that really couldn't be used. I'd take a shovel full of this, which has already got a pretty good amount of bacteria in it, and I'll just sprinkle it over the top every once in a while, and hopefully the worms will have a place to come up here as I add more cardboard from the bottom all the way up here. Now there are some red wigglers in this little patch right here that I seeded in. Hopefully they will find their way from there to here and have a snack. Well, that's it for the silage pit for now. Let you guys know when I have a new design in mind and what I might make it out of.